If you're wondering if it's safe to buy a home in Prescott right now, I'm going to give you the answer after I show you some charts to explain why. People ask me all the time, how's the market? Usually it's just small talk that they use for real estate agents. It's kind of shorthand for are you making any money or are you starving? But when a buyer asks me that, it's very different. What they usually mean is it safe to buy now? If I spend all this money on a home today, will I lose my money later when I try to sell it? Or will it still hold value and possibly make me some money? I can't be certain about the future, or I would have retired to my private island years ago. There's always a risk with everything in life. We do the best we can to predict the future based on the past. We usually fall back on charts and graphs in real estate. I can give you a full detailed market update with all the statistics, but do you really care if the absorption rate is 4.9 up from a low of 4.2? I barely care, and I live and die by those numbers. I think it's more useful to pull back and look at the big picture. It doesn't matter so much what happened in the last 12 months as it does what happened in the last 5 or 6 years. Here's some graphs that cover the last 6 years of the market in Prescott. Because the basics of any market is supply and demand, we're going to look at the inventory, which is this red line here, which is the supply. It's how many homes are listed for sale in each month. Second, we have the number of homes sold every month, which is the blue line, which shows us the demand. Red is how many were for sale, and blue is how many were sold. Looking back here at 2020, the beginning of COVID, you remember the 6-foot rule? I thought I'd have to get another job when COVID hit, but I was very wrong. People wanted to get out of the big city and move to Prescott. Those were the glory days for us real estate agents. Sales were up, inventory was down, and I could have sold a shack for $50,000 over asking. Through 2022, we were selling pretty much everything that hit the market. At the end of 2022 or so, sales dropped off a bit. Sales have always been pretty steady over the entire chart. The high was about 450 homes a month 6 years ago, down to an average of 250 or 300 homes a month now. Inventory, however, crashed during COVID, and then it's been climbing ever since. Last year we had the highest inventory in 6 years. High inventory should push prices down with a bigger supply than demand. So what is the price of homes done in Prescott? Here's a chart of the median sold price. We start down at almost $300,000 in 2020. Then COVID hits and it jumps up to over 500 by 2023. Wish I'd bought property in 2019. Since 2023, it's been pretty much flat across the chart. It's come down a little bit in the last couple years, maybe from 535K to 500K, but it's been between 450K and 550K for the last 3 years. Looking at the inventory and sold chart, the supply and demand chart, I would say that prices should be dropping significantly, but they aren't. They're steady. That means that demand has been steady as the inventory has increased. So what's happening? Here's days on market. The days on market has increased. We're still selling the same number of homes at the same rate, but because there's more homes to sell, they're staying on the market longer. And more importantly, what will happen in the future? I'm Conrad Walton with Realty One Group Mountain Desert at PrescottRealEstate.com. I'm the Prescott insider who tells you what others won't. And if you're thinking about buying or selling real estate in Prescott, give me a call or text. My contact info is right there. Now on to the future. Knowing there's a demand, I think that prices will stay the same, maybe drop a little bit over the next few years. Inventory will go up and it's going to stabilize at some point. We will continue to sell homes at a similar rate. You're thinking to yourself, what about interest rates, politics, war, inflation, gas prices, societal collapse? Well, the last time we had a big crisis, prices increased in Prescott. I think that the underlying dynamic here is that Prescott's a great place to live. So, people want to move here. As the rest of the world slowly degrades, people are going to want to live in a place like Prescott. Well, I'm not a fortune teller and I have no way of knowing exactly what's going to happen. I think that you're going to make a small profit when you sell your home in 7 years. It'll take you 3 months to sell it, so list early. But the reality is, you're not an investor. You're not BlackRock. You're not buying a home to make money. You're buying a home to live in, to eat and sleep and watch TV. You're buying a home to make memories in. You just need to know that you won't lose your shirt if you buy it now. Even if prices drop 10%, you'll survive. If you sell it for what you bought it for, you've had free rent for 7 years. Bottom line, based on the past 6 years, it looks safe to buy a home in Prescott now. Everything is going to be all right.